shift that will come in handy throughout your journey. This is the number one mindset that you need to adopt if you want to succeed in your business, being a leading expert that people can turn to, and also be resourceful when things don't go your way. Are we ready? Hey, if you're new to the channel, my name is Supriya. I am a holistic business coach. I teach you mindset, marketing, and all things business to help you build the wellness business of your dreams and redesign it, organize it to be working for you versus you working for it. How does this sound? Okay, so let's get into this week's podcast about that one mindset shift I want you to adopt so that you can become the most resourceful business owner there is, and you can call yourself the most valuable player of your business. So that one mindset shift is going to help you become the best at hearing things, noticing things, making connections that are meaningful, and being excited about change, bringing on change in your routine, in your business, in the way you do things. It's going to help you live your values and turn them into the results that you want. And why this is so important on your journey is because you are the leader that everybody else looks up to. Be it your family, be it your colleagues, your clients, your children, everybody's looking up to you. And when you can have this sort of a mindset shift, it will show in the results that you're able to create and the way you feel about yourself. More than enough times that I have worked with clients, I find that most of our clients are unhappy with the way they feel about themselves. So a lot of the times when business is really boring, repetitive stuff, their mind gets distracted by all these things that are unnecessary, which is like not feeling good about themselves, or not feeling good about the way they are perceived, or not feeling like they are doing enough. And all of this is extra thinking that doesn't really need to happen as a business owner. Because in a business environment, we're really looking at metrics, we're looking at all the responses we're getting, we're really looking at data to be able to make decisions versus our own, the reptilian brain, so to speak, to guide our decisions. Okay, so let's talk about that one mindset shift. What is it, right? So it's actually coming from NLP, one of the NLP models of success, and it's about having a growth mindset. And when we talk about that broad term of having a growth mindset, what we're really saying is you must learn how to help yourself. Okay, so that is the mindset, that you are someone that will help yourself to be helped. More than often, what we don't see is people firstly identifying that they need help, and then when they do need help, they hesitate to get that help. For whatever reason, they're thinking up all the reasons why they can do it themselves. They can wait for a month more, or they'll wait till they, achieve this other thing to be able to get started. So if you don't allow yourself to be helped, then you will be stuck exactly where you are. And sometimes that will have a negative ripple effect and push you back even further. And sometimes this all can sound a little bit like, well, Supriya, this is not the feminine way. This is not the way that you usually talk about things. But this is it, right? It's a road of mastery. I myself am guilty of, being really obsessed with moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. And that's when I learned that, okay, well, you cannot be obsessed about just one thing. And that's why I started off by saying that this mindset alone will be one mindset shift you need to adopt in all areas of your life, so that if you're in your business, you need to allow yourself to be helped, or help yourself to get the help. If you're in a relationship and you are wanting to improve your relationships, then you need to allow yourself to receive the help you need. And same with financial life, same with spiritual life, same with health. Okay. So in every area of your life, you're going to have to adopt this uh, this mindset that, to be able to create change and to be able to create the results, the outcomes, the experiences, the standards that you are wanting for your life, and your business is a part of your life, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to adopt this mindset that is, I'm going to help myself get help. Okay? So now what do I mean by this? So much of our heads get spun out when we think in this way, like it's so obvious, but then, when I first learned of this, I realized, well, I'm here because I'm looking for help, I am. So let me tell you some telltale signs when you're not helping yourself to be helped. So a lot of the times, the way you are, so I'll give you 3 scenarios where you might notice, when you might start to notice the ways in which you are actually not allowing yourself to be helped. Okay, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about by this. So someone with a fixed mindset will always put the power outside of themselves. Okay, so something like this, their narrative will be about, well, it was my colleague that didn't show up that day, and that's why it didn't happen. We had a team goal, but we didn't reach that milestone, or we didn't get there because somebody else didn't show up with their work. Okay, so now when you describe it that way, your brain has already painted a picture in a fixed mindset way. Okay, so what this means is, often in a team structure, there's usually a hierarchy, like the leader, and then there are team members, or something like that, a structure. But just because you are in charge of your piece, as a collective, you're in charge of the goals of the team. You taking leadership to have a growth mindset in that situation, if you don't ask yourself, well, are we going to collectively reach that goal by the end of the week? You are naturally putting the power into other people's hands. So in a small team, in a business sort of a team, in a small business team, everybody is in charge of their own piece, but it's very different to a big organization where there are many, many people working on minuscule parts of the whole machine. Whereas in a smaller business team, everybody needs to also raise their hand and ask meaningful questions that shows that we are all in charge of this one big goal to be manifested, even if each of us have our own roles and our own KPIs. So a fixed mindset person will just shift the blame and say, well, that person didn't show up and this is why we haven't reached it. But if you're working for a multi six-figure business like mine or other people, or you run a multi six-figure business and you have a team like this, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach goals. So you need to make sure that the person that is speaking like this, you train them to have this mindset of allowing help in. Because if you don't, then it will always be like this. The goals won't be reached because someone or another will have something happen. And if everybody thinks like this just for themselves, in a fixed mindset, they place the power outside of themselves. They don't take full ownership of the whole goal. So, in a growth mindset situation, the kind of questions they will ask is, so what's the outcome we're all working towards? What is the outcome that I want? Okay. Because suppose, you know, you do your job really well, but then by the end of it, the goal doesn't manifest or get completed, task doesn't get completed, the results fall. Guess what? You may not have a job, right? Then it'll hurt, won't it? So, the growth mindset kind of person, the one that allows themselves to be helped, they ask a higher quality question. Maybe in this situation, they'll ask, well, what else can I do that can help move this forward despite this, thing that's missing right now? What else can I do? Right? What else? What else? As soon as you ask what else, your subconscious, your mind opens up from being a conclusion that, oh, that person didn't show and that's why, to what else? Well, let me see. What are 10 other ways we can move this thing forward? Okay, so that's one thing, one scenario. Maybe you might notice this happen somewhere in your personal life as well. Sometimes you have friendships where other people don't show up, and does that mean things fall apart? What else did we try to do? And that's the person who is allowing help in to make sure that the plan goes through, versus the person that just lets the ball roll, just ball fall, and keeps it at their own level. Okay, so the power goes outside of them. I trust this has been cleared up. Second one is, okay, so it's having a dependency on the past narrative. Like, oh, in the past it's never worked, and so I don't think it's gonna be good for me. So being reliant on this narrative about, well, I've tried everything in the past, it's never worked, and that's why I believe it won't work. Well, straight away, you have blocked your self from receiving anything in the future. And also, you have unconsciously told yourself that you are not going to do it, right? You are unconsciously prompting your brain to say, well, I'm not going to even look for it. So again, this is a fixed mindset space that you're in, which is like, well, I'm already conclusive about myself that I will not be doing anything in this thing because in the past it's never worked for me. I haven't done it. So what's the cure for that? What's the way to move forward on that? The person who does allow help will ask a better quality question like, let me see what else I haven't tried. What haven't I tried? Who has achieved this goal before? Okay, just because you haven't succeeded doesn't mean nobody has. Who has achieved it? I'll be asking those questions. So a person that's willing to get help will look for the evidence of where it has been done or who has achieved it. Getting me? And finally, I think this will hit home for many when it comes to being internally convinced that you're not good enough. Okay, so having a belief run your day to day is like being blind to your potential. Okay, so someone that's not going to allow help in is someone that is already convinced that they're not good enough, they're not enough, or they're not worthy enough. Cool? Because when you are open to receiving a way forward, that openness takes a little bit of courage. A courage is always stepping outside of what you already know. Anytime you're seeking, it takes courage. And courage it may sound a little bit more than what it is, but courage is just being able to go beyond, you know, what you have already tried or what you already know or what makes you uncomfortable. So if you inherently, like internally feel like you are not enough, the dialogue that you might be considering all the time is that, no, that other person is much better choice than me. Or unconsciously, if you notice, okay, anytime someone's putting an opportunity in front of you, or there is an opportunity there but you're not really stepping up, because you're giving yourself all of these reasons, okay, and most of the times you'll see that you won't even like bother looking at the reasons. There is this internal physical resistance that comes up in you. I know for me it does. Anytime I feel like this is something outside of my comfort zone, I have that I'm not enoughness come up. And once again, I adopt the mindset of I'm willing to be helped. I am willing to be helped to achieve what I want to achieve. So I allow myself to have help even especially when I feel uncomfortable coming outside of my comfort zone. So in the comfort zone, I will completely succumb to these thoughts, the physical resistance, the sensations of I'm not enough. And you're almost feeling smaller, tighter, and hunchbacked, or in my case, I feel like my body stops me, my heart sinks sometimes, depending on what the, situation is. And there are many areas of my life I've tested this in, and I find that the more I adopt acknowledging this part of me in a sensory way, in a mental way, an emotional way, and I see that I am not enough belief arising, and it's driving my decision to stay quiet, not put my hand up, not have a go. Okay. I'll give you an example. So someone nominated me for a business award, and then they contacted me and they sent me the application form to fill out the rest of it, to talk about my business and everything like that. In my 16-year journey, I have realized something that I don't often share about with everybody, but if I can share it with you, it might be of value to you, because speaking about your business, about your financial life, about your sex life or marriage or relationship, these three topics are very intimate. It's very personal, and it brings up a lot of resistance to talk about it with others. Unless they're a paid coach who's going to help you, it's really difficult to open up the books and talk about it. Even if it's good. But a business owner, but a wife or a husband, but a parent, anything you're emotionally invested in, you'll never feel comfortable talking about it. Okay, so it's not very natural. So my instant reaction to that was like, oh, I don't think I want to do it. What will I have to say? See, the thing is, I knew straight away, because I'm a bit more seasoned at this, strategy and mindset stuff. I straight away noticed like that I'm not good enough thing came up. And as soon as I saw that, I realized it, and I said, no, Well, the only way I'm going to be good enough is by having a go. Okay. So then I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I did one more thing. I answered one question, the next question, I was feeling impatient and I still had little breaks and came back and did the question. You know, ultimately, this is the game. Okay. So if you are being someone that is allowing help in, then that's the way you're going to think. Now, this is an episode that I have recorded for you to help you realize that these internal invisible forces are working with us all. You and I aren't the special ones that get held back by them. Especially if you look around yourself, if you look around in the marketplace, there are many successful wellness entrepreneurs, holistic entrepreneurs. And I hope I've made this podcast in the hope that you can look at them with different lens now to see that, these are the people that have overcome those thoughts. These are the people that have allowed help in. And if you want to succeed as well, if you want to overcome your situations as well, you need to also be someone of that quality. Someone of the quality that allows themselves to be helped. Okay, so there is no badge of honor in this journey that says, well, I'm a champion of having done it all by myself. Business is a team sport. Okay, even if you are a solopreneur, sole trader, business is a team sport. You're meant to do it with others, and it is it's a journey. Sometimes you'll be solo, sometimes you'll be with a team, but it's all about learning. So, my friend, that is all I have for you this week, and I trust this has been of value to you. I did talk about growth mindset in a story of mine, and I realized, we don't talk about it enough on how to embody it and how to practice it. In my own perspective of growth mindset is that it's not just a whole, you don't just stand on a platform and say, yeah, I've got a growth mindset, I'm always going to strive for the best. It's actually in each and every moment that arises, that brings up our inferiority complexes and our negative beliefs and or all our inner conversations about, what we are capable or, afraid of. It's in those moments that we have to learn to grow. And to have a growth mindset is to know that you will always find a way, that you will always go and look for the way. It's not about being conclusive. It's about leaning into the problem and going, you know what, I'm going to use my problem to grow. The problems are there for me to grow through and not avoid them. If something is feeling like it's too hard to do, then the only way you are going to gain anything from that problem is to go through it. You must look at it with a new lens of well, this problem is too big for me. I'm going to allow the help in. I may not know all the answers, but I'm going to look for the help. Who out there has achieved this already? Or what am I able to do now? What haven't I tried yet? And also looking at, what is the belief that's running my current level of commitment to solving this problem. If you are currently thinking that you're not good enough, then that's the level of investment you're going to make. You're not going to invest as much because you're already afraid. You're coming from a place of lack. But the only way to overcome this problem or achieve that goal, that big, hairy goal, is to go all in. Like the one who believes in themselves, the one that actually goes, no, I'll figure it out. We'll get this solved. And those who invest big will get big returns. But if you sit there and go, oh, I'll just see if I put in 10%, see what happens, that's not the mindset you can do business with. Do you want your clients to look at you that way, going, yeah, I'll just see what I can do with them for one hour, see what I can do with an hour with them, right? If they've got that mindset, they're not your ideal clients. Please do not, work with anyone like that, because they're not invested in their journey. Okay, they're not fully committed. Cool. That's all I have for you on this topic, my friend. I will chat to you next week. Have a lovely week ahead. And by the way, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, I'm currently offering 5 spots in my one-on-one program. You will get complete attention with me over 90 days, so 3 months together. And in this 3 months, we will be able to work on your goals, your business goals. And this is a program called the Your Business Breakthrough. The link will be in the show notes, and I'd love you to check out the application form. Once you fill out the application, you will be called for an intake call. And from there, we'll figure out whether we're a good match to work together or not. Or if we're not, I can refer you to a person I may know, and I'll give you access to my network as well. Okay, so take care, and I'll speak to you in the following days. Bye.